exit either down there or down the stairs and out through the main doors you came in through. Toilets from the ground floor, turn right at the bottom of the stairs. Coffee available all day long. Hopefully you won't need it today. We've got quite an interesting program, I hope, for you. And for those taking a solo boat trip, you'll be leaving from the jetty just out there outside Chichester Marina at 3:15. Unfortunately, it won't look like this because the tide will be out by then. There'll be lots of mud. Lots of you might be wondering, what has this all got to do with Chichester Harbour Conservancy and Chichester Harbour? Well, Chichester Harbour has been characterised by Natural England as one of the most important places for wildlife in the United Kingdom. And like most places in the United Kingdom, and indeed the world, it's under immense pressure from human activity. 80% of the SSSI, the Site of Special Scientific Interest, which extends to about 4,000 hectares here, has recently been downgraded to unfavourable declining condition in the latest Natural England assessment. At the Conservancy, we feel a great responsibility to ensure that the array of wildlife that depends on the harbour can do just that. And if the wildlife thrives, so do we. I'm very pleased that to give some context to RedPol and Chichester Harbour, Natalia Huckle will give you an overview of the pressures of water quality in Chichester Harbour, and Natalie's doing a PhD, which is underpin restoration projects in Chichester Harbour. Good water quality is fundamental to a healthy harbour, and we need to be confident that we're not missing anything that has a damaging effect. And frankly, we're not confident that all substances are properly controlled, nor that the marine environment is well protected as it could be. These issues are gaining prominence. I was recently in a debate with Ofwat, and they were raising concerns about forever chemicals. Those of you who've been following the crash of shellfish in the northeast of England might be concerned to know that pyridine is now being factored in as a possible issue by local academics. The canary in the cage in Chichester Harbour are the native oysters. They've had a skewed sex ratio for many years and really rapid decline in numbers. And also, anecdotally, the slipper limpet seems to be disappearing very, very fast as well. So those are the reasons that we were really seduced into thinking RedPol would be a really good thing to get involved in, to really help facilitate it, understand it, and see whether there are impacts here in Chichester Harbour, because we need to get in early if there is any sort of deleterious impacts. We're very pleased that Lucy Siegle has agreed to host today's symposium. And those of you who don't know Susie, she's a UK-based journalist and broadcaster and opinion leader who specialises in climate and nature coverage. She's passionate about taking climate and nature stories to a wider audience, which also encompasses her work as a TV presenter and author. So, Lucy, super. Thank you very much, and over to you.
Thanks so much, Richard. I've woken up with a little bit of a cold today. I have tested, it's not COVID, but I'm a bit croaky, so I really apologise for that. It's not ideal for a broadcaster. But what a view, which kind of makes up for it. And I'm looking forward to seeing the mud, actually. I quite like mud. As Richard said, I am a journalist and broadcaster. I'm a journalist first and foremost, and I've spent a lot of my career answering readers' questions as a columnist. I used to be a columnist at The Observer and Guardian. I now mainly write for The Times and The New European. But I know that the general public are very concerned about chemicals, particularly forever chemicals, which have been given a sort of name that people can kind of understand. And arguably they have been since Rachel Carson wrote Silent Spring. And I can tell you that it goes in and out of fashion in terms of commissioning editors and media and broadcast media. And partly that is to do with the force that is applied by brands and corporate entities who are using the chemicals in their products. But I have lived through a stage in my own career where I went from real legal warnings, like the sort that you shake and go and see the in-house lawyer about, to fake legal warnings, which are like, you know, those fake wasps. I'm sure you'll tell me that they're important as pollinators. But I have seen that shift. And now it's like really, really critical that we are able to go back as journalists with an understanding of true thresholds and some understanding of the science of how the ecosystems work, so that we are able to communicate this, because we're always under so much pressure from lobbying and corporations who are really pushed back very strongly against any inference. So I've written, any implication rather. So I have written a lot about the textiles industry and the fashion industry, and that is also a big case for us, in that we are using a lot of polluting chemicals and forever chemicals on stuff like outdoor wear that we all wear working outside in the environment and field work, where we are dressed in an array of chemicals which arguably we don't really need when you think of, you know, Edmund Hillary climbing in Shetland wool and all of that kind of stuff. So we're experiencing this incredible experiment that none of us really know. It's often an unintentional experiment, and I suppose it's my job to try and convey that to readers and viewers, and sometimes we get more opportunity than others. So I'm really interested to hear what we're going to what's going to be revealed by our outstanding scientists that we have on the roll call today. So just if you are speaking, I'll put some water for you here, and I'll put the microphone here, and you can help yourself. After each session, all of the speakers have very kindly said that they will take questions. So be kind to them, but do ask what you need to know, because they've all opened themselves up, not to be quizzed, but to, you know, we're all here to learn, aren't we, and to swap information and discuss. I know that some of you are very good on Twitter, because that's how I know you. So if you do want to tweet, it's #RedPol, and I have the Wi-Fi code here, which see me if you would like it. And I think that's about it, really, because we've